I pray for you.
You pray for me.
I love you. I need you to survive. On that note, welcome to your best podcast. Let's go. People of God, how are you doing today? We had to give you that grand welcome because we actually need you to survive.
Exactly.
If you don't listen to our podcast, we will not survive. We need you. So thank you so much for those who are listening to us constantly. And to
Yeah.
those of you who just somehow stumbled upon us somewhere, this is your cue to follow our journey. You're not going to regret it. You're in for the time of your
Of your
life.
life. Yeah. Awesome. So, welcome everyone. We are back again and we trust you're doing great.
Yep. Speaking of doing great, it was so nice for me to talk to one of my friends that we hadn't spoken together, or it was very nice for me to talk to a friend of mine that I hadn't spoken to in months. We were just chit chatting on WhatsApp. But yesterday or a few days ago, we decided to catch up, and it was so nice. I always like that there are people that I don't talk to very often, but when I talk to them, it's kind of like time compresses, almost like the personalities still match. There are lots of things
The,
to catch up
the
on.
love is still
The love is
there.
still strong.
Yeah.
The understanding is there. There is just a safe space. You can still be yourself. Nothing has changed so much. I really, really love those
Yeah,
friendships.
it's beautiful.
Do
It's
you have
beautiful. I do. I
experiences like
do
that?
actually. And I think maybe from a male perspective, most of my friends are like that, where we don't really talk.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk so often. So it could be like once in a month, once in 3 months, sometimes once in 6 months. And when we catch up, we speak for a long time. And it's like, hey, how far have you been? I had one like a week ago and we had not spoken in 6 months thereabouts, and then we just kept speaking and catching up, and this is the latest thing in my life, this is what I've been doing, and it just feels like we picked up from where we last dropped off. So it's always nice to have those kind of relationships where even though you've not spoken in a long while, the bond is there, the love is there, and it's not like, hey, why haven't you called me all this while, or what's happening? It's like, okay, we understand life is happening, but we still got each other.
I generally think that friendships are a gift from God and that we should steward our friendships very well. So there's a level of intentionality that is required on both parties
That's right.
to maintain a friendship. But I want to focus today on those who you have tried to be friends and to love them, but the love is not being reciprocated. So basically, there's this quote that reads, love those who love you, show up for those who show up for you, and be there for those who are there for you, and stuff like
Yeah, of
that.
course, of course, of course.
I want us to kind of like talk about that and how self-centered that could be in some sort of way. Why is it easier for us to love people who already love us back and much more difficult for us to love people who don't reciprocate?
For me, it seems like that's what makes sense. If I try to love you and you don't love me back, then why should I keep loving you? If I try to call you and check up on you to know how you're doing, and I do this consistently and you're not reciprocating, why should I? I mean, it just makes sense that I rather focus my energy on others who are receptive to my love and are willing to love me back.
But I guess it means that there is an expectation there that because you are taking this action, the person has to reciprocate it. But if the person doesn't, then it gives you a license to just cut off. But is that healthy? And does that help us grow as individuals when we are so used to cutting people off who are not on the same level of frequency of understanding as we are when it comes to showing up, being there?
I mean, is it healthy? So it's definitely not healthy to have a pattern of cutting people off in your life. It calls for some form of self retrospection, right? Why is it that I am always cutting people off? And if the reason is that people are not reciprocating your love, then it's also what investigating a little bit further into why is it so? Why is it that I love people and people are not loving me back? Is it a me problem or is it them problem?
Mm-hmm.
And then as you begin to investigate, you might understand why you have that pattern,
Mm-hmm.
right? If it's a one time, one off situation, then that's understandable. There are some people who you try to love and they're not really interested in that relationship or in that friendship you're trying to build with them.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really want to invest your
Mm-hmm.
time and your effort there. But I think is what also investigating and trying to ask questions, especially if you're trying to love on someone who you believe has the capacity to love you back, but you're not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to like ask practically, like, hey, I'm trying to love on you, I'm trying to care about you, but I see that you're a little bit cold.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there something, why, and then you can kind of gain an understanding of why that is happening.
Mm-hmm. It seems to me like in this scenario, there is this desire of the person, let's say you, right? You reaching out to a friend and
Yes.
wanting to build a relationship. You have the desire to have that as a friendship,
Yes.
as opposed to just being a good person. Like if someone comes to your mind, you check up on that person. If they don't text you back, it's okay.
It's fine.
But then if they come to your mind like maybe a month after and they haven't responded to your previous text, do you check up again, or you're like, you know what, I tried, I'm done? You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, I get
like
what you mean.
there's that aspect of making an effort and wanting to see results when you
Yes.
are trying to build a friendship, but there's also the aspect of just doing for the sake of doing good
I
deeds,
get what you mean
like praying
perfectly.
for
I get
someone,
what you
or
mean.
just if it's their birthday, for example. There are people who they only wish people who wish them happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah,
But if someone doesn't wish you happy birthday, it doesn't mean that you cannot wish them happy birthday if you know that it's their birthday. But there's this idea that we usually have that we
Yes.
only
If you don't give,
reciprocate.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like give and take,
take.
But I'm wondering if it's possible to have a mindset where you are just focused on you doing what you can do
Yes.
without expectations in some specific scenario. Because of course, like we all have, so the thing with friendship is, like I like to compartmentalize friendships.
Yeah.
Not everybody is my friend, but I am friendly in general, right?
Yes. Yes.
With the people that I call my friends, there are still even layers inside of it.
Yeah.
There is like a circle, there's inner circle, there's innermost circle, then there's
Yeah.
secret place,
Yeah.
And so when I'm dealing with specific categories of friendships,
Yes.
the level of commitment, the level of expectation, the level of effort varies.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, whether you are my friend or not, how am I treating you?
I get what you mean.
That's where I'm
You're
kind of getting
driving.
to.
Yeah. I think we owe everyone certain things, irrespective of the status of our relationship, whether we are friends or we are tight friends or we are close friends or we are in the inner circle. I think we owe people, number one, love. And of course, love can be expressed in diverse ways, but we owe everyone love, and in the sense of being kind to people. So I don't need you to be my friend for me to be kind to you. I don't need you to reciprocate any form of love for me to show compassion to you when you are in need of compassion. I don't need to be your friend for me to celebrate you when you have something worth celebrating. And I see this play out where people are not even aware of this, really, where because they feel there is no connection between you both, but you happen to be in the same space and you have something worth celebrating, and because they think I don't really know you, then I don't want to come congratulate you. I saw that play out like a week ago. So people who knew me came around and celebrated me, but then I noticed someone who, yes, I get it, you don't know me, but you don't have to celebrate me, but it just makes sense that you see that there's something to celebrate about and you're within my that proximity. Just come and say congratulations. Like, I'm not saying be my friend, just say congratulations, because that's what I will do, and that's what I do to people. I don't even need to even know you, but if I know that you have something, like you've achieved a success, or you graduated, or you have something worth celebrating, I just come to meet you and say, hey, I see everybody's congratulating you, or I heard that you did something great. Wow, congratulations. So that I don't need you to reciprocate, but it's just like normal. This, I don't know. It is a normal response that you should have. Rejoice with those who rejoice.
Yeah.
Weep with those who weep.
Yeah.
Put yourself in people's shoes, and
Mm-hmm.
what do you expect people to do to you, do also to them.
Mm-hmm. Or what would you like people to do to you? I guess maybe some people don't even care. Maybe it's like they don't care if people do it or not to them. And so for that reason, they don't even think that
They need to do it
maybe
to
they need
others.
to do it to others. Let me even share a vulnerable moment of mine that I felt bad about. Still in this line of love those who love you and
Yeah.
whatnot, right? There's a friend of mine that I reach out to from time to time, like we talk. And then if I haven't seen her in a while, I give a call. And I realize that I'm always the one
Reaching out.
extending my
Yeah.
love and kindness and whatnot. So I decided not to. I took a step back for a week.
Yes.
And then, interestingly, she calls and I get to know that she's going through a lot. She was sick. The entire family was sick. And the funny thing is, she was coming to my mind
Yeah.
strongly during the week. Check up on this person, check up on this person. But because I
Like,
felt like,
you are the why
why
am
am
I
I
the
the
only
only one
one?
always getting this nudge to check up on people? I'm not Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect. Like, I also want to be checked
Checked
up
up
on. I
on.
want to be loved on. So why am I the one doing this? And I felt bad because I was like, this was a moment for you to again show love. And I did not take that opportunity. And even now, knowing the reason why I didn't see her or she wasn't like around,
Yeah.
made me feel bad, because if I had checked up, then she
You
would
might
have
have
known
known.
that, okay, this person is thinking of her, this person is praying for her, and things like that. So for me, it was a wake up call
Yeah,
that
it's a
every
chicken
single
one.
day we have to commit to being better people. We have to commit to being loving people, people who are there for others as
Yes.
much as it lies within us, especially if we have this nudge.
That is something
Like
strong.
if you don't have any nudge, if nothing is moving you, or check up on this person, how is it? That's okay. But like in my own case, I should have done better.
I try to empathize and I try to put myself in the position of how some things are quite difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I speak as someone who also struggles with this. I love people and I genuinely love people. I care about people. I'm kind to people. But if someone does something to me or shows me, gives me a reason why I shouldn't extend love to them, I don't, which I don't think is the right thing.
Mm.
And this is a very vulnerable moment because I can love on you, I can even call you, I can check up on you, be nice to you. But if you give me a reason not to, I will stop calling you, which is not godly, I believe, because
Mm-hmm.
God doesn't want us to live like that.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm, trusting God to keep working on my heart so that I am not, because I can't be that brutal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
to be as though you never existed in my world.
Yeah.
I don't wish you evil.
But I just
I
don't.
don't pray that anything bad happens to you, but basically in my memory, you are wiped off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's good. So sometimes it can be difficult, especially when you're trying to love on people. And it's not like I'm expecting you to love on me, but when you now give me a reason why I shouldn't even care about you, like, you get what I mean, right? But still,
In spite of it.
in spite of that, still loving,
Mm-hmm.
that stuff.
You know,
That is not easy.
love is the hardest thing. It is so hard, but it's also so freeing. I mean, to be honest, like I didn't really want to be very spiritual, but I can't help but talk about the scripture that emphasizes the heaviness and importance of love. You could be the most prayer packed human being there ever is. You could even know how to work miracles, heal the sick, raise the dead, and all those things. But if you don't have love, you don't
Yeah,
amount to anything. That is mind blowing. Like you can do every other thing, but if there's no love in that, it's nothing. And what is love? Love is patient, love is kind, love is not self-seeking. And that part of self-seeking is a human nature.
Yeah.
It's so human, it's so realistic.
It's almost like we're designed
To seek
seek
what is
pleasant to
pleasant
us.
for us. It's
Yeah.
not a pleasant thing to be the one looking out for others all the time. And for me, this is just kind of like a wake up call to do better, to aspire for more. And I'm not saying that it's a one off one day thing.
Yes.
I feel like if it means putting on your wall a portrait that asks you, have you loved today? Something that reminds you of the responsibility. Because I remember you said earlier on that we don't owe anyone anything except love.
Yeah.
That's one thing that is required of us as human beings. And just imagine how great the world will be if we all loved each other.
Yeah.
If we don't have to be best friends,
But there's love.
but that, like, love is not that I have to be in the same bed with you, you have to share all your life's experiences with me. Love is kindness.
Yeah.
It's like when you see someone in need, you help.
Yeah.
When you have an opportunity to celebrate someone, you celebrate them.
Celebrate.
When you have an opportunity to show up and
Be there for people.
cheer someone up
Yes.
in their moments of weakness,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
That's really what makes the world a better place. And I'm just like, how do we get to that point?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do. Or do you think that we are getting so busy? There's a lot of content overload
Mm-hmm.
that makes us disconnect. It's supposed to connect also because it's content that we see about people and of people. But is it helping us really, or making us desensitized to the pains of others? Like,
Yeah.
you, for example, social media, you're just scrolling. You see, okay, this one, this bad thing
Yes.
happened to this person. Oh, may the soul rest in peace. Bam, you scroll, then you see the next content that is, I don't know, a skit, comedy skit. You laugh, you move on. And like, there's just so much content in our heads that we cannot even for a moment be present. It's like on WhatsApp too. Like, WhatsApp is, you see a lot of statuses, if you will.
Yes.
And then one status is, oh, someone is doing happy birthday. The next status, someone is complaining about the economy. The next status, somebody, it's kind of like watching TV. You're just swiping, but no action. Do you feel like the overload of content is not even helping us to be better human beings when it
Yeah.
comes to loving people
I get what you
and
mean.
being there, present?
Yes, I would start this from even the idea of, or not just an idea, but something that you see a lot now, even on social media, where it's like, love those who love you, don't waste your time. And I remember we saw it somewhere too, and that like sparked something in our minds, like, okay, should I only love those who love me? So the social media as it is right now is like training our mind to move on quickly. And because on social media, you're going there not to focus on one particular attention, especially the way the apps are designed. It's designed in a way that you see and you move, you see and you move, you see and you move. So you can even see somebody who is celebrating something and you just watch that and be like, okay, nice, next. So even the time to actually think about, wow, this person just got married, and then sometimes even take the extra effort to perhaps even leave a comment or like congratulate the person or something. You're like, okay, next. Okay, this is another person's wedding, so next. And that's for good stuff, good things happening to people. It's the same way too with negative things, right? If you go on social media, you see, oh, there is war in this country, you're not even thinking, there's no time for you to even think about the fact that, hey, there's actual war in this country and people are dying, things are happening. Social media is like, there's war in this country, move to the next thing. Oh, this person is having a good time, move to the next thing. Oh, some people were kidnapped. These kidnappers, move to the next thing. So you just keep moving and moving and moving and moving. And so your emotional perception of situations are not well defined and developed. You're just going through the motion and it's bypassing your emotional gates. So it just goes like, information, I see it, I pass. But we should learn actually how it should be, is that when we see things, we should process it logically, but it should also go through our emotional gates.
And if there's an action that needs to be taken,
Then you take it.
if it's a prayer, like, you take a moment to pray. If it's something that needs to be prayed about, just say a prayer under your breath. If it's something that needs to be congratulated, send a quick message and move on.
Yes.
That taking action is where most of us actually fall short. In our heads, we've done it though, but
Yes.
well, it's so funny.
Yes, this just reminds me of a story in the Bible about the Good Samaritan. And the big question about that story was who is the neighbor to the man. So backstory for those who don't know, there was a man who was on a trip. He got attacked by some bandits, and so now he was in pain, sick. And the story goes that first a priest happens to be going on that same path where this guy was like laying down, attacked by robbers, was naked basically. So the priest goes, sees him, and then he passes by. That's like what happens on social media, right? We see and then we pass by. And then after, a Levite comes to that same place, sees the guy in pain, and then passes by. The way we scroll also on social media. And then the third person comes, who is the Samaritan. And as he was traveling, he saw the man. And then something interesting was the Bible says he saw him and then he had pity on him. That is the emotional thing I'm talking about, the emotional gates. That things must pass through that emotional gate. Because it's when you go through that emotional gate, then the emotion of compassion, the pity that can spur you to action. So this is what the Samaritan had. He saw the guy, it went through his emotional gate, then he had compassion for him. And then that compassion he had for the guy who was on the floor made him go to him, and then he bandaged his wounds and helped him. And then Jesus in that story was talking about how we should go and do likewise. And that is the love work we're talking about. And we must be very weary of this actually, where social media detaches us from our emotions. Where now to love is not something, to have compassion, to really rejoice with people. It's not something that is emphasized anymore.
Yeah, honestly, it's like I said in the beginning, it's like a wake-up call to just be more introspective and every single day ask, how is my love walk? Am I walking in love? What do I need to do better? How do I need to improve? As we wrap up, we could talk about small ways that we can do this.
Yes.
One way that I'm thinking of is by checking in without an agenda, checking in on people without needing something from them. Many of us don't know how to do this. We are so used to sending messages or calling when we want something specific.
Yeah.
But there are people that we may never need something from, and these people also deserve to be checked on
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So as I'm saying it, I'm taking it as a note to myself to do this, especially when people come cross my mind. And that happens often, but I don't take action all the time. And that's what I said earlier on, that taking action is so important. When people come to your mind, when people cross your mind, stop what you're doing, take the action. Even if you're sending a quick message,
Yes.
hey, you came to my mind, how are you? Say a prayer for them and move on, without expectation that they will do the same for you. Yeah, I think that's
Yes,
super important.
and what I'm also telling myself right now is sometimes we try to complicate things. Like there are people that I know I should check up on, and I'm thinking, these people I should actually call them, and I feel like a call is better than just sending text, but I don't want to call. So just send the text.
Or even a voice note.
Or just leave a voice note. Just like you said, take an action rather than avoid, especially when you have a nudge. And I think there's something about the nudge that is resounding into this episode. Sometimes you don't even know why that person is just on your mind. Reach out, say hello, check up. You don't know if you might just be that angel sent to that person at a very difficult season. Respond to that call. And to be honest, I feel today's episode is
It's
like
for me.
speaking to me, really.
It's for me, girl.
Like just reach out, send that message, leave that voice note, whatever. Just do it. Even if you feel like this person does not deserve the love, or the person I reached out before, the person does not want to even respond. This person is waiting for me, always waiting for me to be the one to reach out. To do it, especially when you have the nudge to do it.
Yeah.
It always pays. Love is selfless. In the very, 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 very core of love is selflessness, is sacrifice. There is no love without sacrifice. There is no love without selflessness.
You can't love and be selfish.
Yes.
Those two cannot exist
Coexist.
if you want to do it right.
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. Do you have any final words before we end today's episode?
I think my final word is, or charge, or whatever you call it, is that we are all learning. And part of learning is self awareness.
Yes.
That we are able to sit with ourselves and have difficult conversations that are reflective. And where we need to adjust, we adjust.
Yes.
So for me, it's a process, and being full of love is something that we will not stop doing until we die.
Yes.
So every single day we have to keep working on it, keep working on it. You know the concept of lifelong learning.
Yes.
Love is one of those things that you will learn all the
Forever.
days of your life.
Forever.
And I feel like sometimes you get better.
Yes.
And then you relapse.
Yep.
But when you relapse and you realize that, oh, you just had a moment of weakness,
yeah,
it's not now a license to judge yourself and keep going in that downward spiral.
Yeah.
But pick yourself up and do better the next day.
Yeah.
You know, you can fall 7 times, get up 8.
Yes.
And keep on doing it. So for me, it's something that I want to be working on every single day.
Yes. For me, it would be to guard your heart from offense. Because when offense gets into your heart, it is difficult to love people. When you feel offended and it creeps into your heart and settles, it will be difficult to love. So guard your heart deeply securely from any form of offense. And
how can we do this practice?
That's going to be a different conversation, because that will take us another like 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Give someone 2 things quickly that they can do.
First is allow people to be humans.
Okay.
And what that means is give a large space for error and mistake. So you're not disappointed. That's number one.
Sorry. I just, oh my God.
I told you that if we start this, it's going to take us another.
But it is important because the way we want to end is like a means to another end. It's not the end in and of itself. So I feel like to leave people hanging, to say, okay, guard your heart from offense.
How?
How? Because we're living in a world where people are generally self-centered, selfish, and tend to hurt other people.
Yes.
And being human that we are,
that's right,
there is this defense mechanism. We want to protect ourselves.
Yes.
And in all of that, there is offense.
Yes.
And the self-protection measure is usually withdrawal.
Yes.
Or bitterness.
Yes.
Or revenge.
Or resentment.
So many different. So I feel like we need to, even if it's like a couple of seconds dedicated, just to touch on what people can do. But I really like what you said about making room for people's mistakes, because if you know that people will hurt you in this life just as you are going to hurt people as well, then that consciousness helps you to kind of like balance it. When people misbehave, you just be like, okay, this one is just in their era.
Yes. So that's one. You asked for 2.
Yes.
The second one is the moment you feel offense is coming, if you can address it, speak to the person. Oftentimes offense comes with a knock at your door. What opens the door to offense to your heart is not addressing it when you can. So the way you can guard your heart from offense is the moment you feel it coming, go and talk to that person and say, hello, there's something you did that I'm feeling like I don't like it, or it's rubbing me off the wrong way. Can we talk about it? And I want to talk about this because I don't want to have this feeling towards you. This is a hard one.
It is.
But if you really want to guard your heart from offense, if you're honest with yourself, you will realize that the offense that stays in your heart is the conversation you never had with the person who you believe is the cause of that offense. Oftentimes, if you have that conversation, it's either one of 2 things. You clarify things, or it brings you back to the second point that there's something I can't help this person, rather than being offended. Like me being offended with you is one waste of my time. I let you be. So it won't be offense. It will be more like I can't help her. So I'm not going to be mad at her, or I'll be mad. Him. Yeah, or I can't help him. I won't be mad at him because I've had this conversation. I try to explain myself. He's not. Then it's okay. You just go back to the first point that I mentioned. Here is another fallen human being that has errors. So you wouldn't, but offense grows in detachment, no communication. So that's the second part.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. We just have to, just a little bit, but I feel like what you said happens or can happen in specific relationships. You cannot possibly apply it to all. Like addressing offense, I only see the possibility in relationships where you know yourselves, you have at least some level of understanding. Like you guys are friends.
Not necessarily.
But like, how do you address offense with someone who is, for example, a colleague that does not even interact with you so often, but it happens once and then there was offense? How do you?
So that's the reason why I started with the first one.
Okay.
So if you live by the first principle, by giving people space to be people, to be humans, it would solve the category of someone who you don't really have a good relationship with, either way. You don't really know the person is acting up. Like why should the person's action have so much impact on you in the first place if they are not even so close to you? Like so you should give the person the allowance to be like, I mean, you're human, so okay, I wouldn't be offended. That first principle should solve that kind of case, and I believe that kind of case happens much less than the second case, where you might need the second key with people who you actually talk to, because it's the people that you actually talk to that have the possibility to hurt you and to make you offended because of the expectations that you already have, because of the level of relationship that you have with them. And now for those people, the second principle now kind of help because you have that relationship. So that's the reason why I gave those two.
I think the first one is the most important. Allow people to be human, because it's not, even in friendships, it's not always possible to kind of express your grievances in a way that they understand. It might, you said one or two things, but most times people are self-defensive, and
So
so it might not,
that
it
protects
might
you
not
out. Yeah,
lead to a productive outcome
of
anyway.
course. But the idea
Or
is that
they might even say they've heard, but nothing changes.
changes.
So you fall back to the first point
Yes.
anyway. So
Yeah.
cool. All right, peeps. That's it.
That's what we got for you.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do.
You know the drill.
Please leave us a comment. Let us know what resonated with you the most. How is your love walk? Do you also have struggles? Or are you a boss at this thing? Maybe you can teach us and we
You
can
can
learn a
help
thing
us.
or two from you.
Yeah, you can help us. You can really help us.
Yeah. And please don't forget to share this episode with people around you. We're expanding, we're growing, we're getting better, and we need all the support that we can get.
That's right.
Thanks for doing this with us. We appreciate you.
Until we come your way next week, Tuesday, do not forget to toast to life, because life is worth living.
Tschüss.
Cheers.